Hi guys, I am so excited to be collaborating again with one of my favorite people in the world. Her name is Erica Conger. I will have a link to her video and her channel in the description box below. If by some reason you don't know who Erica is, go check her out. Go tell her hey. Erica is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person, inside and out. She's also funny and witty and tells the best stories. She's a born storyteller. She does these amazing makeup looks. Go check her out. I love her. I love her. Today we are going to be doing some 80s and 90s pop culture questions while we are doing our makeup. And because we're doing 80s and 90s, we are using the Rock and Roll Beauty Ozzy Bat. Ozzy Bat. So excited. Palette, by the way, palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. And I just think it's really fun. You know, we have a palette that we have been saying we're going to use, and then we change our minds at the last minute. The Nomad Fire and Ice palette. We keep saying we're going to use that. We both have it. I've never used mine. But then we were doing 80s and 90s, and I'm like, I have an idea. She was like, yes, yes. So we are going to be doing a makeup look centered around the Ozzy Bat palette. So let's take a little bit closer look. There's a lot of, there are a lot of choices in here. A lot of choices, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. This is a sequined matte. This is a sequined matte. I don't know. I was actually kind of thinking about these blues over here, but you know me. I'm not doing that. I think I'm going to concentrate on these shades over here, which I'm wondering, I'm thinking that Erica might do the same, which is why I was going to go blue, but no, I think I'm going to do that because those are the shades I love. Those are the shades I love. So I'm going to be answering questions. I have my phone set up right here so I can see the questions. Okay, I brought you in close. I have my eye base. Actually, I just used the Essence Camouflage Matte Concealer and set it down with a lid setting shade, a light cream colored pressed powder shadow. I've already filmed half of this. It didn't go well. It didn't go well. So I decided to scrap it and start over. So let's go ahead. I'm not going to talk very much about the makeup, but I will pick this up and show you what I'm using. I'm going to start with this War Pigs right here. I'm going to start with that in the outer corner. So what do you think of the following 80s phenomenon? Breakdancing. Breakdancing I was obsessed with. I was a dancer. I was a dancer for many years. And I could not breakdance. And that hurt my heart. It broke my heart. I'm going to put this on probably the mid to outer part of my lid. It broke my heart that I could not breakdance. I was a ballerina. I did contemporary dancing. I could not breakdance. I tried. I had a really good friend. Brett Simpson is his name. Brett Simpson. And he could breakdance, and he did breakdance quite a bit. And it was pretty awesome, like dances and stuff. We went to school together like all through elementary, middle, and high school. We're still friends to this day, actually. His wife is my Scentsy dealer. Yes. This is very patchy, you guys. This is my first time ever using this palette. It's very patchy. It was my idea to use it, so I can't complain. It was my idea. We were going to use something that was amazing. And I was like, you know what? It's 80s and 90s. Let's do Ozzy. So yeah, I wish I could have breakdanced, but I couldn't. I wasn't. But I loved it. I watched all the movies, you know, Breakin', and oh gosh, there were a couple other movies that came out in the 80s that were breakdance centered, and it was awesome. It was really awesome. Lip syncing. Obsessed again. I I used to use my baton as a microphone, standing on my bed, pretending like I was in my own music video. But I upgraded to a brush. Yeah, a brush. And that worked really well. And yeah, I had a concert every night. It was awesome. I think I'm going to take this black rain. I'm going to put that in my outer corner because I want to deepen that up. I am actually going out to dinner after this, so it needs to, it can't look too crazy. What else we got? Lipstick. Oh, Wendy's Where's the Beef commercial. Hilarious. Hilarious. Of course, me being an annoying kid and my step siblings being annoying children, we constantly went around saying, "Where's the beef?" all the time. I think it was so funny because she was old. Like, what was her name? Her name was like Clara something. I don't know how I know that. Her name was like Clara something. Oh, this is already going way better than the last one I did. Guys, it wasn't pretty. I wasn't too far, but far enough. Far enough. The Berlin Wall and coming down in Germany. Well, that was huge. Like, I was young. I don't really. I know that. I remember Reagan saying, "Take down that wall." I remember that it was very important. I remember that it was a very important thing. And it was very important, and, the good guys won, and I do remember that. Something that's really random that I remember about that is David Hasselhoff sang this song at the wall. He was so cringe. Oh my gosh, he was so cringe. I did love Knight Rider, though. I did. All right, I think I've worn this out. American Top 40 with Casey Kasem. Loved. Taped it every weekend. I taped it. I'm gonna leave that alone. Every weekend I taped it. I thought it was great. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved music. I still love music. But I've always loved music. I'm going into the wizard. I want to be a wizard. And I'm going to put that on the outer part of my lid. Just the outer, very outer part of my lid. Challenger Space Shuttle explosion. So sad. I was in 7th grade when that happened. I remember I was in 7th grade because I had faked sick and stayed home from school. And I'm laying on the couch. I'm watching Price is Right, like you do when you're home during the day. And they broke in and was showing the space shuttle. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't want to see this. I wanted to watch Price is Right. So I'm watching it, obviously I'm watching it, and it takes off, and it explodes, and I wasn't sure at the time. I'm like, was that supposed to happen? I'm in 7th grade. Was that supposed to happen? I don't think that was supposed to happen. And you heard the gasps, and, from the news people and the people that were, behind the camera or whatever. You heard the gasps, and you heard, like, this terrible... It was just so sad. Like, people were so upset, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen at all. And so, yeah, it was really sad, but I do remember it like it was yesterday. Number 7, Michael Jackson being burned in the Pepsi commercial. That was crazy, man. Huge Michael Jackson fan. Had many t-shirts, posters. I had a white glove. I did. I had a white glove. I'm going to go into this. I'm going to cut my crease. I'm going to cut my crease, you guys. I'm going to use this brush. Just use concealer. Because I want to make sure that this does not get muddy. I'm just going to do like a half cut crease. Just using concealer. See, and this is why. See how I went over further on this side than this side? That's why. This is already turning out like so much better. You guys, it was a mess. My own fault. I mean, it was user error, not... I mean, is it the best quality palette in the world? No. No, it was not expensive. This is not. I don't think this is available anymore. I know that on the Revolution site they are selling Rock and Roll Beauty, so I don't know if they're affiliated in any way. All right. Moving on. Moving on. Oh yeah, the Michael Jackson thing. We were afraid. We were scared. We were so scared that he was going to die because we loved Michael Jackson so, so much. Oh my gosh. So much. So that was really scary. The Simpsons debuts its first episode. No idea. I've never watched The Simpsons. I've never watched one whole episode of The Simpsons. I watched bits and pieces because Anthony's had it on or whatever. I've never watched it. Nope, not my thing. I'm not a... I don't like it. I'm going to go into this SATO right here. It is a light blue shimmer. I'm kind of limited. I'm kind of limited on my shimmers in here. What's up next? Prince Charles marries Lady Diana. I don't really have a big opinion about the actual marriage itself. I didn't watch it. I do remember that I thought Lady Di was the most creasing going on here. Was the most elegant, beautiful lady. Like she carried herself like a lady, which is something that is sorely lacking today in this day and age. Yeah, I thought she was absolutely beautiful. When she died, it was terrible. Why are we so obsessed with them, by the way? Why? I mean, I'm really not. I couldn't care less about those people. Like, I mean, they're human beings, all that, but I don't care what they're doing. That has nothing to do with me, honestly. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not into the drama. But, yes, I thought that I don't know if I actually had an opinion on the actual marriage. I don't think I did. But I remember that she was beautiful. And her dress was humongous. I remember that. MTV is launched. You guys, MTV. I was there every day. We were watching when they launched. I was sitting front and center in my living room. Video Killed a Radio Star was the first video. I was there. I watched it. It was amazing. I thought MTV was magnificent. It was amazing. I loved it. In the summertime, I would come downstairs. I would get my cereal. I would turn on the TV, and I would just sit and rot my brain all day. Rot my brain. And watch it. Okay, next up. We're not even halfway done, and I'm almost done with my eye look. Michael Jordan is named Rookie of the Year. That is amazing. I loved Michael Jordan. Love Michael Jordan. Watched him play all the time. I'm going to go into Paranoid, which is this silver shade right here. Paranoid. And put that in the front part of my lid, I think. I'm hoping it's light enough to do that. Yeah, it's good. I am going to blend that, you guys. Just give me a minute. Yeah, Bulls, man. The three-peat. Like, I know he wasn't a rookie then, but yeah, he much deserved. Much deserved. He was, say what you will, but he was the greatest of all time. LeBron ain't got shit on Michael Jordan. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying LeBron don't have shit on Michael Jordan. Yes, I said shit twice. I did. I feel very strongly about it. Nintendo releases the Game Boy. Had the Game Boy. Tetris. Tetris is what I played mostly. I might have had Pac-Man on it, but I don't remember. I know I played Tetris. I don't like this silver shade, you guys. It does not. The shimmers in this palette are not amazing. I'm just saying. They're not amazing. They're very patchy. I will keep this probably for packaging. But I probably won't ever use this palette again. It was my idea to use. It was my idea to use. We were going to use something else. And I was like, hey, let's do this. She's like, okay. You know, because she's sweet and agreeable and all of that. And she likes this palette. You know, not everything works on everybody. We're going to blend these two together. While we're doing that, yeah, Game Boy was awesome. The wreck of the Titanic discovered. I actually don't remember that. I don't remember that happening at all. Of course, I knew what the Titanic was from history class, and then later on saw that terrible movie. Don't come at me. That was dumb. He could have fit on there. He could have fit on that door. That's just dumb. Just dumb. Prince's Purple Rain album spends 24 weeks atop the Billboard 200. Prince. R.I.P. R.I.P. Prince. Loved Prince. Have the album still to this day. I have the Purple Rain album, the actual album, the record. I have it. I think just about, oh, you know what? There's more of, you know, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. I still have just about every song on that album on my playlist, on my Spotify playlist, because they're all amazing songs. Even Darling Nikki. Let's see. E.T. is the most popular movie of the 80s. I remember sitting in the theater watching that and sobbing my little heart out because E.T. was dying. Such a good show. Such a good movie. Such a great, great movie. Great movie. Should I just go ahead and... We're only halfway done, you guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start doing my face makeup. I am going to do an inner corner, but later. That came out way, way better than my... you don't even want to know. The show Friends and Seinfeld became two of the most popular shows of all time. Oh, wow, I'm going to get so much hate. I did watch Seinfeld every week. I did watch them. People are obsessed with the show Friends. You guys, it's just... I don't like comedies. I don't like comedies. I thought that Friends was very funny when it first started, and then I think it got a little dumb. I had to go wet my sponges. I watched them. That's really all I have to say. I watched them. On Thursday nights. What was it? Friends, and then Seinfeld, and then something else, and then LA Law. Like two other shows, and then because it was like the whole Thursday night NBC lineup, right? I thought Seinfeld was funnier than Friends. Gosh, I'm gonna get so much hate from people because, man, there's some Friends addicts out there. I'm just, it was okay. You guys, I'm not a TV person. I used to be obsessed with TV. I used to watch TV all the time, every show, every night. Like I would watch one show and tape another, like on the same. I don't know. Number 2, the Cold War comes to an end. I think that's amazing. I was young. I didn't really know the impact of that at the time, but it was a very important thing that happened, and I'm happy that it did. Everybody should be free. Everybody needs freedom. The internet is born. Well, I don't know. I had a computer. My mom had a computer pretty early on. It was hard to wrap my head around the fact that you can... I am of the age when you're going to do an essay or a report or something for school. You guys, look at my big cup. This is bigger than my head. I got it at Sam's. It came in a 2-pack for $21. I don't need no Stanley. I don't need Stanley. I have this. Spending that much money on a cup. That's ridiculous. Just because everyone else does. I'm probably alienating a lot of people. I have a lot of opinions today, evidently. But I gave Bailey the other one. It's great for work. Well, and home, but I usually use it at work. The internet. Yeah, like I am of the age when you did a report or an essay or whatever at school, you went to the library and you poured through volume upon volume of encyclopedias. I'm using the It CC cream. It took hours, like hours and days. However, the old school person in me loved that because my friends were doing it too. So we were all at the library together, sitting at tables. There was the camaraderie of friends and doing, I have a lot of opinions about technology and how far away from each other we've gotten. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But I mean, it's good. It's good to have information at your fingertips. Elf Camo Concealer. Braveheart, Clueless, and Home Alone were 3 of the most popular movies. I've never seen Home Alone. Clueless, I loved. I loved that movie so much. Still to this day will watch it. If I see it on like one of the streaming services, I will watch it. Braveheart. It was a really good movie. I watched it once. I've seen it once. But it was really good. It was a good movie. We lost Tupac and Kurt Cobain. That was extremely sad. I definitely huge Tupac fan, huge Nirvana fan, child of the 80s and 90s. How could you not be? My first car was a Nova, but I have talked in the past about being in a car accident in 91, and I got a pretty big settlement from it. And I went and I bought a car, a used car, but it was a Sunbird convertible. And I put the best stereo system that I could in that car. And just the thought of, we had where I lived, there was a park. Like, I used to blast Tupac all the time in my convertible. And then Kurt Cobain, that was really sad. I think he had probably just had a lot of problems, and I don't know what. Nobody knows what happened. Still listen to Nirvana and Tupac to this day on my playlist. It's always really sad when you lose a celebrity that's made a difference in your life, as far as like their music. Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette and the Bodyguard soundtrack dominated the Billboard charts. I loved Alanis Morissette. She was this angsty, like, female artist. And I loved her. I had the Jagged Little Pill tape. I played it all the time in my tape deck. She was amazing. I loved her. The song You Ought to Know, like, that was like the best breakup song ever. Like, you broke up and then your boyfriend broke up with you and you just sang that at the top of your lungs because you were mad and hurt and all of that. The Bodyguard, I thought it was okay. I mean, I thought it was good. I'm not a Whitney Houston fan. I was never a Whitney Houston fan. So, whatever. Mortal Kombat was the most popular video game. I did play Mortal Kombat, actually. I played it all the time. Finish him! Like, I loved it. I loved Mortal Kombat. I did. Rollerblading and step aerobics were the exercise activities of choice. Let me tell you, I had a step. I did. And I watched my step aerobics VHS tapes. And I was in good shape. Yes, I was. There for a while, my mom and I were going to a step aerobics class. And that was so much fun. I liked the kind of workouts where you were dancing, like you danced. But step aerobics was fun. What was the other thing? Rollerblading. No, I could never rollerblade. I didn't. I roller skated. But going back to the breakdancing thing where I said I was a dancer, I broke both of my ankles at the same time in gymnastics, doing a dismount off of the balance beam, which totally, completely ended my ballet career. Like, I didn't have a career. My ballet obsession, my ballet, I was getting up there. I was doing toe. I was doing, really intricate things. And I thought maybe that I always wanted to go to Broadway. I wanted to go to Broadway. That was my thing. I wanted to go to Broadway. That didn't happen. So I could not rollerblade. My ankles would not allow the whole, my ankles were like, no. Cindy Crawford introduced the term supermodel. Yes. Yes, please. Oh my gosh. I loved Cindy Crawford. I wanted to be just like her. Just like her. She's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And, with the popularity of the supermodels, I mean, people said, oh, they're not a good role model for young girls because they're thin. Cindy Crawford was not that thin. I mean, she was thin, obviously. She was thin, but not like Kate Moss and the wafy models that came out in the 90s. Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington was pretty thin. But the other two, I mean, they weren't stick skinny. They were beautiful. They were absolutely beautiful. And yeah, like, I wanted to be them. I did. I love the supermodel era. I did. The Macarena becomes the most popular dance craze. Oh my God, the Macarena. I can't with the Macarena. Yes, I did the Macarena. Yes, I did. The radio station in my hometown played the Macarena until 1,000 people went to this certain parking lot. They were all doing the Macarena. They were all doing the Macarena. So he played it nonstop until he got 1,000 people in the parking lot downtown Dayton. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Tickle Me Elmo was the most sought after toy. I do remember that. That was a little after my time. I remember people were ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous over it. But there's that toy every year that parents fight and claw and chew people over because they have to get it for their kid. My generation was the Cabbage Patch Doll. East Coast versus West Coast rap. I liked them all. I did. I mean, I love Tupac, but, I loved them all. I loved Dr. Dre. I loved, I didn't really put too much of a emphasis on which coast I watched. Justin and Brittany were the it couple. Again, I didn't care. I liked Justin Timberlake, and I guess I liked Britney Spears. Before the haircut. Like, weird. Okay, what's next? Oh, I remember that they showed up to the Grammys or something in matching denim. Like, she had a denim dress on, and I don't know. You guys, I don't know. It's weird. It was just odd. It's just odd. And then, girl bands versus boy bands. Girl bands versus boy bands. I didn't go for the whole boy band thing. Like, I wasn't... Like, in the 80s was New Kids on the Block. I wasn't, it was just NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. I just didn't... I'm the most unbothered person, honestly. Like, I was just like, it is what it is. I mean, of course, there's songs I like, of course. There are. But I was just like, whatever. I did like In the 80s, Go-Go's. Loved the Go-Go's. Loved the Go-Go's. Loved TLC. Loved SWV. Yeah, so I guess I was more girl bands than boy bands. And the last question. The cell phone rules the world. I think the cell phone was one of the worst things was ever invented. That's what started the whole... that's what stopped the gathering of friends, the gathering of families, the personal... Oh, you guys, I'm gonna get up on my soapbox. I am. To quote Brooks from The Shawshank Redemption, the movie, everybody just went and got themselves in a big damn hurry. Nothing is personal anymore. People don't talk on the phone. People have whole conversations over text message. I hate it. I hate the impersonality of everything. Everything is impersonal. Everything is instant gratification. Instant gratification. Like, because everything is at your fingertips. Everything is instant gratification. I am okay if I leave the house and go to the store without my phone. I'm completely okay. Everything's going to be fine. I did it for years. I did it for 20 years. Like, why? Like, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? This being a prisoner to our phone. Yeah, I'm on social media, but it doesn't rule my life. I think it just keeps getting worse and worse, and it's going to continue to get worse and worse. It just is. Because people are freaking spoiled, that's why. People are entitled, people are spoiled, and I feel like the cell phone, the technology, has ruined humanity, honestly. I think the cell phone was the worst thing that was ever invented, honestly. Okay, maybe not the worst thing, but there are some pretty evil things out there. But the cell phone is one of them. You know, I hate that I have friends that I can't talk to on the phone. I hate it. Sometimes you just want to sit and have a conversation. How was your day? How was your day? What'd you do today? How's your family? Blah, blah, blah. You know, these kids being raised that they can't make a phone call without having a nervous breakdown is ridiculous. I made sure that my daughter knows. Like, she will call the insurance company and say, hey, I need this, or whatever, without having a freaking nervous breakdown. You know, some people can't call and order a pizza without having a nervous breakdown. Because their parents have never taught them how to talk on a phone. It's sad. It's really sad. Everything is so damn impersonal. Everything is impersonal. And I hate it. Why not? Why can't we be personal? Like, okay, if it's hey, hey babe, I'm on my way home. There's no need for a phone call for that, okay? A text message will suffice. There are a lot of times when a text message will suffice. But I hate having a whole conversation over text message. I do it because that's how I talk to my friends. But I hate it. And you're supposed to be okay with it. Like, you have to respect that they don't like to talk on the phone. Well, how about your respect of liking to talk on the phone? So you appease them by not talking on the phone. But what about you? It's a double standard. Like, it's completely unfair. You know, I have to be uncomfortable and text this. What would have taken a 10-minute conversation takes 5 hours. For this person's mental health or well-being, or that they just don't want to. What about me? What about the fact that maybe I want to have a conversation with you? Nobody cares about that. Every night, I go on lunch at midnight, and I go out and I talk to Anthony on the phone for 30 minutes. And that is my therapy. Like, that gets me through the night. So enough about my soapbox. We just have brows to do. But I'm going to wrap this up. I didn't mean for this to get into a big old rant. I feel really strongly about it. And I just get really mad when you have to appease other people at the expense of yourself. You have to do what everybody else wants to do because you don't want to make them feel bad. You don't want them to, feel weird about it, or you don't want them to cause you don't want to cause them any kind of anxiety or anything like that. But, your needs and wants go out the window. And that really sucks. It really does. Because I have made it, of course I want to be sensitive to people's feelings, obviously. But at the expense of my own, to constantly appease someone else so that you suffer. I mean, not suffer, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Guys, you know what I mean. That is my finished look with the Ozzy palette. Full transparency, I did not love this palette. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was anything great. The packaging is spectacular. Spectacular packaging. Yeah, spectacular packaging. There are shades in here that I like. There's not enough mid-tones. There's not enough light other than shimmer. Oh, I want to do it in our corner. Let's do it in our corner, you guys. I'm going to take this. I just dropped my sponge. I'm going to take this white shimmer right here called Sin. S-I-N. It's called actually S-I-N. Is it the best look I've ever done? Not by any means. It was 100% better than the look that I scrapped and started over. You guys, it was ridiculous. But I am happy. I am happy with the look that I created. I thought that maybe the blue shimmer with that and, those two would look a little bit more purpley. And it does. It does. So, you guys, those are my answers. Those are my opinionated answers of 80s and 90s pop culture questions. Thank you so much, Erica, for, again, doing the work, coming up with questions. They're great. They always bring back memories, and I love reminiscing with you guys. And go over and check out Erica's video. I will have a link in the description box below, as well as a link to her channel. Thank you, Erica, for another very, very fun collab. I love you. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.